All right, boys, we're started. Hello, and welcome to No Man's Land.
Welcome to the OK podcast, No Man's Land.
Exactly.
Yeah, let's do it. First episode. So since this is the first episode, we just wanted to describe to you guys the general idea of the podcast and why it would be entertaining and why we'd need it.
Yeah, and as the title already gives away, the No Man's Land, it is a fucking war zone.
It is.
There's going to be fights, there's
Yes.
going to be arguments, there's going to be controversies. People's going to get angry and hurt. But we're not going to hurt anyone's feelings, obviously. Nothing's personal on this podcast. It's solely entertainment.
Yeah, of
And
course.
the end goal is to make friends and
Yes.
have peace.
Exactly. We would like to say our podcast is in the form of an entertainment debate. So we'll have two guests every episode of different opinions on a topic. But we want to see if a conversation between these two guests can allow them to make peace in no man's land or not.
And before the hour-long battle begins, we will interview each of the guests for roughly around 5 or 6 minutes, just to get to know them, who they are, what side they're on. And will these two be civic? Will they be barbaric? We shall find out.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the OK Podcast, the very first episode. So the topic of this first episode is if being an entrepreneur at a young age is worth the time and sacrifice, or if it's better to focus on your studies. So we have here Jordan on the left of the screen and Proxy on the right of the screen. Now, Jordan is...
Hello.
Now, this isn't black and white here.
Bro,
so
forgot to
there
introduce
is-
his co-host.
I thought we already introduced. Okay. Oh, well, I have my lovely co-host, King, here.
Emotional damage.
No, that's actually a good reaction.
We
Keep
have
doing
our
it, Judah.
lovely co-host, King, to my left. It depends whose recording we use, but to the left is King. I am Oliver. We have Jordan on the bottom left and Proxy on the bottom right. Now, their
Yes.
opinions aren't fully black and white. We have well, how about we just start with each person saying a quick synopsis of their opinions, maybe just one sentence, and then we'll get into the individual 5 minutes introductions after that. Okay, let's start with Jordan.
Okay, so what was the question at hand?
Is it better to be an entrepreneur at a young age, or is it better to not sacrifice that time and focus more so on studying and honing in 100% on that?
I think, like you said, I don't think it's black and white. I think it's all dependent on the individual and what their goals and aspirations are. I do think it's better to take risks in life. I'm a firm believer of. I know you said one sentence, and I'm going too
That's
much
fine.
now.
That's fine. Just keep
I'm
it.
a firm believer of inaction being worse than action. I find that I get more regret from not acting on something compared to acting on it and failing. So I would prefer failing than not doing anything. So I think it's good to take risks if you want to do that, but leave yourself, some cushion to fall back on. And putting all your eggs in one basket can also be a bad thing. So I think there's a fine balance between both.
Okay. Now, Proxy, what's yours? What's your opinion? If there's any difference, if it's all the same?
Yeah, I agree with Jordan.
Any
But like,
differences?
if you already have a good life setup, like if you're already at like say a good university, is it really good idea to take that risk and be an entrepreneur when you already have that life set up at university? That's my question.
Okay. We'll get to that in a sec.
All right. Yeah.
We'll save
It's
this
gonna
for the
come. I
debate.
can already feel
Okay.
the heat. I can
That's
smell it.
interesting. Okay. We
Yeah.
have
Let's start with
various-
Jordan. How about that? Let's start with getting to know Jordan a little bit.
Okay, so we're gonna have 5 minutes with just Jordan, and then we'll have
Yep.
5 minutes with just Proxy.
We're gonna. All right.
gonna-
No, actually, stay. Be quiet. Be quiet. Or
No,
else
be
we're gonna
quiet.
meet you.
Yeah, we're gonna
Thank
mute
you.
you if you speak too much, Proxy.
Yeah, I'll be
Oh,
quiet.
I said his name.
I'll be quiet.
Nah, you're gonna have to
Stop.
roll that out.
Stop, bro.
You're gonna do
There's only so many hours in a day, please. All right.
Isn't a
So-
podcast meant to be like unedited anyway?
And it's getting no
Yeah,
sleep.
but this one is gonna we're just
That's
gonna
fine.
bleep and stuff because it's recorded.
Oh yeah.
But in the
Yeah.
future, if we do it live in the future, then we're gonna have to figure out something else for this.
Oh yeah,
I don't
true.
know how we're gonna do it because I'm definitely accidentally saying your name.
Mhm.
All right. Okay. So stay quiet, Jordan. I would like to ask you a question. Just to get to know you a little bit. So, what do you think the meaning of life is?
Mm.
No, I'm joking. That's way too deep. That's way too
Oh,
deep.
that's
my
too
bad.
hard.
That's crazy, bro.
You're getting me down a
My
rabbit hole.
bad. So, pineapple or pizza or no?
No,
Oh my fucking.
I'm not a
God,
fan.
guys.
I'm not a fan,
Oh, that's
but-
interesting.
if you're allowed to have it if you want to have it. I just personally don't like it. I did try it recently and it wasn't that bad.
You tried it
Um,
recently.
Yeah, I did try
You just
recently.
wouldn't like it. What's your favorite pizza then?
My favorite
What would you go for in pizza? Domino's.
capriciosa is quite nice. I like good capriciosa. Something with something against like something that's not you don't try typically. So like if you go to a pizza shop and it's like they're like you see a pizza you've never had before, I like trying that one because I'm like, well, they're trying to do something
You
different,
like
you
trying
know?
stuff?
So
Yeah.
you're
I'm the
experiencing
opposite.
Things.
I always
experiencing
just take the
things.
meat lover.
Interesting.
Yeah, but like it's good.
I-
I know it works, but isn't it more exciting to like try new
You
shit?
know,
Yeah.
that kind of hones back to the
To the
topic, like Jordan's
entrepreneurship.
Jordan's a risk taker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then, like, as
Calculated
Ollie
risk
and I
taker.
know, and Juno also knows, you're in the Monash Motorsport team, right?
All right, yeah.
And can you just talk a little bit about how that's like affecting? If that would you say that's a form of entrepreneurship, or would you say that's just studying kind of which is it similar to?
How do you define entrepreneurship?
Something innovative, creating something or making something better, and
Yeah.
kind of, I would say, getting financial gain. That's my definition of entrepreneurship, but everyone have different.
I don't think it
I
necessarily
guess.
has to be for financial gain, but I think there is definitely applications to that. I think it's more defined as something, at least to me, definitely innovation. I agree with that, but a willingness to fail and to try. You know, I
Yeah.
think that's what entrepreneurship is about, and Ollie's definitely a testament to that. Just constantly put your foot into something, like keep on trying and trying and trying until, you know, like just for the sake of doing it and just because you want to. You know, it's not taking the easy way out; it's taking the hard way out.
Do you think it would be like good to try doing something that might not be at all aligned with your like main goal? Or do you think that if an opportunity arose that was like nothing to do with engineering, let's say, would you still take
Yeah.
it or not?
I think nothing in life is set out, and just because you have an idea of what a main goal is, does not mean you should stick and hold yourself to it. Your values change. A lot of things stay stagnant, but a lot of what you want changes all the time. And if you want something different, and you want to hold yourself to that, then do it. You shouldn't hold yourself to something that someone else defines or that a past version of yourself defined for you.
Right.
Your situation changes, your environment changes, the people you are around with changes, you know. Yeah, you should try and take risks.
Yeah. Okay.
You know.
So would you say
More exciting?
what you're doing at Monash Motorsport? Can you just give our viewers a little bit rundown
Sure.
of what you do?
Yeah. What is Monash
Sure.
Motorsport?
So I work on the gearboxes for our all-wheel drive electric car. I just finished my first year of my degree doing commerce and engineering, and decided that I wanted to push my engineering skills further, and I applied to this student team that we have at our uni. And I wanted to do it because for the longest time I thought it'd be the best way to gain industry experience and actually sort of understand what an engineer does, because you don't really get to learn too much of that, at least early throughout the course at uni. I'm learning a lot about manufacturing, design, testing and validation, and yeah, it's my way of it's my way of bettering my technical understanding of what an engineer is like, and learning all the different communication skills and all the different people skills you have to learn that comes with working in an environment as fast paced and as difficult as building a race car. Yeah, I right now am working on the gearboxes, and I validate, test, and sort of and work with the manufacturing of the gearboxes. It's not my design that we're currently using. Maybe in the future, if I have the opportunity, I will design something big that goes on the car. But yeah, right now we're testing them, validating them, constantly assembling and disassembling them, and you know, learning a lot. Yeah.
Would you count that as entrepreneurship or just like something on top of your studies? Because I feel like,
Um.
yeah,
Oh yeah, go. No, go.
I feel like because obviously we're doing the same course. Like, obviously it's very theoretical, the course itself, and I
Yeah.
feel like doing something, whether it's an internship, a student team, is kind of like the thing that's really going to get you going. And I see that as my actual studies, and the theory as just learning the theory, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely more exciting than the uni course that I'm doing,
Mm.
but there are parallels between what we learn at uni and what we do in like outside of it.
Mm.
Um, but I think a lot. I think they're both equal. Like they're both valuable. Um, but I think the skills that you learn by taking risks and by pushing yourself separate to your studies
Mm.
is invaluable, and you can't take that you can't learn that from uni, like just
Yeah.
from doing the course and you know following out these set plans that tertiary education has for us.
Yeah.
Um, but the question was there that is that entrepreneurship? Yeah, I think it is. It's a way of being innovative. Maybe you're not doing it for financial gain, at least what I'm doing.
Mm.
Um, it's maybe not as innovative as pushing for your own like business, because I'm not doing that. But you know, I still get to do a lot of creative work, whether that's design and implementation of different systems that I want to put on the car, and things like that. But you know, I would take that as a form of entrepreneurship. Maybe not 100% what everyone sets out entrepreneurship to be, but it's innovative, it's creative, you're working with others, you're taking risks, you
Mm.
know. Like the risk I'm taking by putting in 35 hours a week or 30 hours a week doing this is
Mm.
that, you know, I don't get to see my friends as much. I don't get to see my girlfriend as much as I would like. I don't get to work as much as I want to because all my work is doing this, and that's
Yeah.
not paid. Um, and I spend less time at uni, so I have to find time and I have to
Mm.
become productive, more productive
Yeah. So you have more time.
through doing that. So I have more time. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think that
All
risk
right.
is worth it?
yeah, I think
Okay.
so. But it's all depend on the person. Some people will hate it and won't be able to. You have to love what you're doing.
Interesting.
Anyway, yeah,
All right.
Okay.
Thanks, Jordan.
Thank
no
you.
That's
problem.
interesting, and yeah. Um, oh, my bad.
Oh,
Proxy.
I'm here.
Yeah.
Proxy,
Man,
your
man.
turn.
We're gonna. Yeah, it's your turn now.
Yeah, you can just
But
leave that out.
anyways,
That's fine.
thanks, Jordan.
Yeah. What? So
So
Jordan said, Oh, you go. Yeah, it's fine.
I'll set a
I mean,
timer.
do you have anything to add to Jordan?
Yeah. So he said, willing to take failures, right? Like willing to fail and stuff like
Risk,
that.
yeah.
Mm.
The thing is, like, what Jordan's doing is very safe because it's related to his course.
Hmm.
Some people they're doing like a fucking data science course, and they're selling watches on the side or something like that. They're selling T-shirts or something like that.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like me personally, I'm doing a coding page on Instagram,
So that's kind of
and
related.
it's
as
related
well.
to my course.
Yeah.
So it's a lot safer, and it's more related to what I'm doing, you know.
Mm.
And I would
Yeah.
recommend people to do something that they're interested in, what they're doing.
Yeah. So obviously, I mean, you said you are a programmer, right? And you are
Yeah,
studying what
computer
course?
science.
Computer science at Monash.
Yep.
So would you say, because personally, I've started learning programming language like full stack dev just to kind of try to create my own software. Would you
Yeah.
say programmers, it is easier for programmers to become entrepreneurs because they can make a software just with the knowledge, they don't have to make anything physical. So all they're risking on is their time. And unlike a lot of other entrepreneurs, I say they're kind of risking of the initial startup cost as well.
100%,
So
100%.
do you
Yeah.
have you ever considered starting like coding a program on the side as a
Yeah, I started out like making games and stuff, putting it
Mm.
online. Obviously, they didn't get much, but it's out there, you know.
And it's good
But-
experience.
I'd call programmers the modern day inventors of this age. You know, that's what they are. They're the modern day inventors. It's the easiest way to make stuff. Like
Yeah.
everything mechanical's already been made, cars have been made, and there's not much to improve. But like everything technological wise, AI and all that stuff, there's a
Yeah.
lot of room for new inventions.
Mm.
Yeah, and I
It's the
feel like
future.
because with programming, even if you can't create your own product, for example, your startup fails, your program kind of doesn't go out as much as you wanted, as successfully as you wanted, you can kind of always get employed with the same skill set you have, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't lose
everything you
anything.
put out there can be used as, experience, even though it doesn't do well.
Yeah, and that kind of goes with every sort of entrepreneurship, every form of entrepreneurship. You always gain experience, even if it fails.
Would it though? Say you're doing automotive stuff, and this is gonna be a random thing because I don't know shit about cars. Say you make a car, all right, and that car doesn't do well. It's not out there. No one's gonna care about your car,
Let's save that question
right?
for Jordan.
No one's gonna care about your car. So,
Yeah.
but on the other hand,
Remember that question.
if you
Jordan's
make
gonna
a website, you can always just put on your portfolio and be like,
Yeah.
I made this website, even
Yeah.
though that doesn't have much viewers or much users, right?
What do you have to say?
Why
about
can't you
that,
do
Jordan?
it? Why can't you do that with anything else you make?
Yeah, but like it's gonna be it's a shit car. That's why it didn't do well.
Okay. Why'd the website not do well?
The website didn't do well because like let me think.
let's say hypothetically. I mean,
Okay, okay.
like if you make a
Okay, you got me
game,
there. You got me there. You got me there.
if
You're
you
just
produce a
playing devil's
game,
advocate.
if you produce a game and no one plays it, you still did all that coding language.
Coding,
I mean,
yeah,
to make a
exactly, yeah.
game work, you need the entire program to run smoothly. Otherwise, the game crashes, and that's not even like you're not even successful at making the thing itself. Maybe the design shit, maybe the initial idea shit. That's why no one bought the game. No one's playing the game. Yeah, but with a car, you kind of, I mean, if you fuck up the car, someone's gonna die. Obviously, no one's gonna buy that. But like, other than that, like, you kind of need to be either. I mean, what do you say is the most important features of cars nowadays? Like price, and then how fast it goes, how safe it is,
I'd say
what
fuel
would you
efficiency.
say? Fuel efficiency. Well, Jordan, what would you say? I reckon we've just made it. We've
Alright,
just
just
came back to
talk
like just a
about- we'll
general
make this-
discussion now.
We'll make this whole discussion about engineering.
Depends on your market, though.
Depends on your market. I think efficiency, safety, price. Those are all big things. Comfort.
That's why cars are going electronic, right? Elon Musk,
It's more
Tesla,
efficient.
they're
It's
using
not-
AI,
It's not
autopilot.
more efficient. It's
It
not.
probably will be eventually. It's not now, though.
Imagine if all the cars on the road are autopilot. You'd have no crashes, no traffic. It just all runs smoothly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Honestly,
Obviously, the
I
only thing you'd lose is the satisfaction of being able to drive a car.
Yeah.
It's just a mode of transport then.
You just
That's
treat it
all
as a
it
mode
is.
of transport, or you have some sort of system with both, or create lanes which are just autonomous vehicles and lanes which
Yeah.
are just
Yeah.
driven vehicles or something. I
fine.
don't
You
know.
could even just make it like you pay to go to a racetrack, but there's like ones that are less expensive
Maybe. Yeah.
if you want to drive.
What was the question? We were talking about what people want. Yeah, efficiency is a big thing. Electric vehicles aren't more efficient because gas, like petrol, still has more power density compared to batteries. Like the amount of energy you get from like one, the mass of like petrol compared to like a battery is like still a lot more.
Yeah.
They're still much more dense. It will come to a point where the trade-off is worth it, because you're converting it to a gas and you can't convert it back anyway. But
What about the availability of the fossil fuels?
the availability, well, availability is not a big issue. It's the effects to the environment that are a big issue. Like we have a lot of oil and gas on Earth. It's just that if we keep on burning it up, we're not gonna like it's gonna be really bad for the environment, and it's gonna be bad for global warming. Like we haven't run out, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we will eventually run out if we keep on, but if we don't recycle everything and keep on trying to make plastic products that aren't, that are using oil and stuff like that, then yeah, that's bad. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Like
Like, I'm actually
I like
interested-
driving cars, bro. I like driving cars. But the thing is, we need to start thinking about the future of the Earth and start to, be more green.
Mm. Well, I actually think like with entrepreneurship itself, the reason that I want to be an entrepreneur is because it allows you to have more impact on the world. Uh,
Yeah.
and just having a normal job is like maybe you'll have an impact in that you're working for a company that does it, but I feel like your impact can be maximized if you make a company that allows you to do that. And that's why I think thinking about the future is very closely related with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think entrepreneurship and studying hard, they kind of go hand to hand. Like we need entrepreneurs and we need people, technical workers who've studied hard at uni to actually make improvements. Like, for example, like with Elon Musk, he was once, I mean, he went to uni as well, right? He's got all that technical skill, all the CEOs who's like the big tech companies. They've all had the technical knowledge once from studying hard, reading books, doing shit, but they became entrepreneurs by that. They took risks to create their own stuff, to become a business owner on top of their technical skills. But then the idea is like, I don't think everyone could become an entrepreneur. Then at that point, no one's going to work because we still need people to work for other people.
That's actually very true. That's a good
If we if society becomes a point where everyone's an entrepreneur, everyone works for themselves, I don't think society's going to
Do
function
you
at that
think you
point.
have to work for yourself to be an entrepreneur?
I believe I've not work for yourself, but take risks.
Yeah.
And if everyone's because entrepreneurs, business owners, kind of do need employees under them to, for example, something with Facebook wouldn't run with like only two people, only with Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah. What do you guys
They need
think?
people to, yeah. What do you guys think about this?
I was gonna say like,
Mm,
oh yeah, what do you guys think of it? This.
Who do
yeah,
you want to
you're
talk
right.
first?
You're right.
Oh, there you
But
go.
Mm.
it's not like everyone's going to be an entrepreneur,
Yeah. Some
right?
people just.
No.
Do you think that's innate, or do you think that's something that maybe they've grown up to think, or is that just like a reality that even though most people do want to be entrepreneurs they can't, or
It's
do
a
some people
skill.
just not want to?
Like,
Yeah.
I know so many of my friends back in high school, they dropped out to be tradies because they wanted
Mm.
money quick,
Mm.
you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
They might not be earning as much as us when we graduate, but they got money now, so
Mm.
And if they invest that and buy a house, and they'll get a house before us, and then they'll be able to rent it off to someone, and they'll be a
yeah, but then
landlord
also their
before we
backs will
will.
be broken by 30 and they won't be able to operate as a normal
Yeah,
human
but
being.
there's,
That's
you know,
yeah.
well, it depends on what job they're doing.
Yeah.
I think each circumstance is different. Not everyone has to work because they want money. Like, yes, okay, they have to work because they want money now, but there might be other factors involved to why they had to, get a job now and drop out of high school.
Mm.
There might be low SES or something, there's different reasons.
Yeah.
Um, and I think with the whole being an entrepreneur thing, I think there's a difference between how we define what an entrepreneur is and entrepreneurial skills, because I think everyone should learn them. But being an entrepreneur, I think what we envision when we see like Mark Zuckerberg or Elon Musk or these hectic names, um, these are people that have taken risks but have succeeded. But there are, you know, plethora more people than what we see as entrepreneurs that have taken risks and failed
Mm.
and have tried doing something and it hasn't worked out. Does that mean that they're not an entrepreneur? Like
But when do you know you failed?
Mm.
That's the thing. When you run out of money, when you
when you run
give
out
up.
of money, when you can no longer pursue it for whatever reason, when you give up, yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
when you
that a
give
lot
up,
So
of
would
yeah.
you
people
say
give up early
would
though.
you just say in that case failure is almost like a mindset? Because you don't
Um,
need money all the time. Like for example, programming, you just need a laptop
yeah,
to
but you need to
start.
pay rent, you need
You
to
also
get
need
food,
time.
you need time.
Let's
You
say
know,
you
you always
yeah.
need money.
The
Money gives
only
you the flexibility to pursue these ideas and these ambitions.
yeah. Yeah.
It's also not just about not giving up. You also need to learn from your mistakes.
Mm.
So some people, they're making YouTube videos and they're just like making the same shitty YouTube videos. They don't improve at all.
Mm.
You got to look back at your last video and then see, like, improve it, That's how you get better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of entrepreneurship for having positive value or positive impact on the world. The reason I say this is because I wanted to talk about specifically the online kind of in the
Hold on,
online.
I think King's lagged out.
Oh, has he? That's all right. I'll wait for him to come back, but we can catch him
Back.
up.
Oh,
Oh,
he's
he's
back.
back.
There he
Okay.
is.
I was just gonna say the online entrepreneurship things that we see with like Iman Gadzhi, with like the drop shipping stuff, I don't like all the other like plethora of things that don't really have any actual value, but you're just making money off of a process. I actually very highly despise those things because I don't see any value that they're giving to society. And I think that with entrepreneurship, it's kind of pivotal that you at least morally give value to society when you're getting money. Because at least, I know it's obviously not, but money should be a reflection of the value you're providing to society, even though it sadly isn't. But anyway, what do you guys think of like the online entrepreneurship versus entrepreneurship doing engineering or making software?
It's also very oversaturated.
Yeah.
So there's so many people doing that shit.
Mm. Yeah.
So
I
it's very low chance to actually succeed.
Mm.
That's right.
I remember back in the day, it was actually like a small amount of people doing drop shipping.
Yeah.
Like you had like no viewers,
Mm. Yeah.
and now it's just everyone's just trying to do it, but no one's actually getting anywhere.
My brother did it back in like 2016, 2015, I think.
How do you go?
He was in year 9.
Mm.
Started.
Oh, that's pretty early.
Yeah, he was he year 9 or year 10? He started. It wasn't 100% drop shipping. He made like clothing designs and drop shipped those. So it wasn't just copy paste, but like sort of. But yeah, I think he sold a couple. Like I don't know, might have made $500-600 or something. Not that much. Sold a
Yeah,
like
that's pretty good at that age.
That's
5-6
good.
times,
Yeah.
But it's more like the skills to be able to like take a step away from schoolwork and see that there's value in doing your own thing. Nothing's set out.
Yeah.
But I do agree with what Ollie's saying. Like, I think first of all, moral value is pretty hard to define.
It's whatever you're
Like, it's whatever your own thing is, but that's a shit way to say it. If I just keep on saying it's hard to define stuff, like that's you go back and more exciting than that. I think it's for some, think about who they're catering towards, these drop shippers, right? It's like we say it's morally bad because they run these Instagram ads, they feed on people's consumerism and ease of accessibility to like get people to buy these products that they just are buying from AliExpress and sending to their house. Like they're not really doing any work.
Yeah.
And I think those aren't really counted as entrepreneurship because there's no risk involved with that, right?
Other than time, that's it.
Not even time. Like it takes half an hour to make a Shopify store that like does it for you. And there's already all these automated programs that you spend like $50 on, and it runs the shop for you. You buy a domain. It's like a couple $100 to do this thing. Like it's not hard at all. Run a couple of ads and see if it works. Yeah,
everyone's doing that, so it's not going to work anymore.
Yeah.
You need to actually like be different.
Not
like, there's t-shirt brands
necessarily.
out there. Really? You think
Everyone's
so?
doing that, but it creates a competitive market. So the people that are doing it better are the ones that are going to,
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You got to do it better.
Yeah, are the ones that are doing it like will go well. Because there are companies that probably do that do something different, make it more convenient, run better ads, make it cheaper somehow, and
Yeah.
that's what they'll make it. They'll be the ones that succeed in theory.
Mhm. I mean, what you guys are doing right now is pretty entrepreneurial, right? Outside of uni, you're doing a podcast.
Yeah, I'd say so. I'd say the only risk involved with this is time. That's it. But
Yeah.
I'd just say
Yeah,
it's
but
kind of a-
also
like
getting a
side
good
note.
chat out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Hopefully have some
Yeah, it's
fun
actually
out of
good.
it.
Yeah, I like doing this.
What's the opportunity
I'm keen to-
cost as well? No,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like you could be spending your time elsewhere. Depends on how much you value your time.
Mm.
If you value your time at $30 an hour, like then the hours do actually meet up to like a value,
Yeah.
But it depends. I think it's worth it at our age to take risks. We have our parents who are very, very much like that. We are fortunate enough in that position to like, if we fail, we don't not pay rent. You know what I mean? Like we can take
Yeah.
risks now, so definitely take them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, it's also like you said, if depends on how you worth your time, but also a lot of people's just out there purely wasting their time,
Yeah.
doing absolutely nothing. And like you said at the start, Jordan, I don't know if you said it here or not, but if action over inaction, it's
Yeah,
always better. No matter what
Yeah.
you do.
Literally.
Yeah, you can do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, there is. There are
Not any
do
anything.
anything.
Not any anything.
Even,
But
even still, right? I've been in positions now where I would 100% in a vacuum I would do the action, but like when you think about it, I elected myself to not act. You know, especially when you have people involved that you really care about, and the only stakeholder isn't yourself. Sometimes doing nothing is the right thing to do. You know, because I sometimes am fine with taking risk and failing, but what if other people who are involved with these things aren't don't want to take that risk and fail because failing might mean more to them and stuff like that. So life gives you so many fucking situations where what your sense of thinking gets questioned and your sense of thinking gets sort of like thrown on its head. So I think that's always exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen the movie Yes Man?
No.
I remember watching it, but I can't
Yeah, that's alright. I
remember
won't
the
go
actual
too-
movie.
The guy just says yes to everything, and then his life completely changes because he said no to everything before.
towards the
There you
good
go.
or
Wait,
better?
did it improve for the better?
It was a lot more chaotic. He got double booked a lot, but I can't remember the ending either.
What's double booked?
Like he had two things on at once, and he had to like
Yeah.
do
Oh.
both.
I
Man, double booked a date.
gotta watch that shit again.
It was a pretty good movie though. I think he like don't worry.
Who's a yes man in our friend group?
Someone who takes any opportunity given to them. I don't know who it would be.
He just someone who can't say no. Someone who don't know how to say no. But there's a lot of
Oh, he cut out.
Oh no, the timing.
What a crop.
Anyway, I'll continue what King. There's a lot of people that don't know how to say no to things, but you know, it's There's also I think you have to have a good medium to abide by your morals. Again, what are morals?
Oh, he's back.
King's back.
bro.
There's
I
a
was
lot of people-
chatting. I spoke that whole time,
You said,
and
I
then
think
I realized
you
the
said,
internet's
I
out.
think there's a lot of people
Sorry.
who, and then you cut out.
Oh. Anyways, doesn't matter. Keep going with what you guys were talking about.
Oh, I just
No, you
I
say it,
continue
King. What
what
were
you
you
were
gonna say?
Oh no, I was gonna say like I saw a lot of things online that's like how to become a better person, how to become a better man, and like part of the top 10 tips like learn how to say no.
Yeah,
And that just
depends
made
on
me
your
realize
situation.
maybe a lot
you
of
need to
people
be a
doesn't know
little
how to
bit
say
selfish. You gotta be a little bit selfish. Like
Yeah.
I could have said no to this podcast, but obviously that's not a good choice, right? There's
Yeah.
some things you gotta say yes to and just do it.
Yeah.
Just fucking do it, even if you're scared.
It depends on your like. For instance, I wanted to get someone. I won't name any names or whatever, but I wanted to get someone on the podcast to actually talk about religion, and they actually said no because they didn't want their image like slandered on a topic like that, or like not slandered, but they didn't want to be presented in a way because they had, you know, people they're working with and like you know, they're a boss of like a company or whatever, and so you know they didn't want to be like they didn't want their image to be tarnished in any way because they don't know how it would go. So it's more like
Yeah.
there is opportunity cost with everything, and I think that instead of saying no to things because I think it's not about inaction, it's inaction from fear, because I think fear is the one thing that stops people from doing things. If you're
Yeah.
genuinely assessing the opportunity cost of every action, and you get good at doing that quickly, then I think it's good to say no sometimes, and then you'll know when to say yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say no to this podcast because I was a little bit scared, right?
Yeah,
But then I stopped myself. I was like, yeah, I'll just do it, and I'm feeling good right now.
yeah, it's good. It's probably the beer, bro.
Yeah, maybe. I'm a lightweight.
It's already tipsy.
I had one sip and I was like buzzed in the head.
It's just seeing King's face. Got me
I'm
feeling
blushing
some
again.
other way.
You're making me blushy again.
Yeah, so I think there's a lot of agreement points on the entrepreneurship thing. Yeah.
What was I gonna say? So we're talking about saying yes or no, and I think another point I just want to make is like if not just saying yes or no to other people, but also saying yes or no to yourself. So like with entrepreneurs, they probably say yes to more. Like me and Ollie would take our time, spare time to say yes to doing work like this. I wouldn't even say it's work. I find it fun. But for other people, maybe programmers, they take their time out of their days to say yes to I'm gonna code this, do this boring thing, and say no to just watching Netflix, do other stuff. Would you
Yeah.
guys agree on that? Just
Yeah.
Yeah, I think They value the long term more than they do the short term. They see how work now can lead to better outcomes in the future, and they don't they won't necessarily take the easy way out and the easy sort of thing to do. I think that's a really valuable skill to learn. That's really hard to learn. Yeah, to take the hard way out. Yeah,
But I still think you should make time for fun instead of
definitely.
always working, or else you're just going to be not very happy, you know?
Yeah, that's definitely very true. That's what you see is like a big issue with these
And
like
also
people that are
might
working
fuck up
long
your
hours and
relationships as well.
stuff. Yeah, that's
If
right.
you're always just working, it might fuck up your relationship.
Yeah, well,
You have a
just don't
girlfriend or
go into
something.
one. Just don't go into one.
Yeah, facts.
If you wanna start your own business,
It's
be
too much
single.
effort.
Is that what it is? Yeah.
There's no
It's
other
too
way
much
out.
effort.
It's not too much effort. Depends. It depends on what stage you are in your life and if you want that or not. You know? Yeah.
I mean, another thing is like said at the start, obviously you should study, continue to do your studies, but also everyone should try out entrepreneurship on the side. I just want to see what because I want to learn more about you guys. Are you guys the more I want to do this, therefore I'm gonna put 100% of my concentration on it, or are you guys the more I want to do a lot of things, multitask my life? Because I'm that kind of guy. I like to multitask stuff. I like to learn a lot of different skills at once, and I literally can't hone in on just one thing.
I think I'm 100% guy. Maybe 90%. But that's
That's pretty
going into
high.
uni for me.
Yep.
It's all into uni and looking for a job, trying to get employed, trying to get an internship.
Yeah, it's really hard
Yeah.
as a software engineer or like to do that. I know
Yeah.
it's a really competitive space, especially because it's so easy to outsource as well. Software engineering. Is that
Mm.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's also another thing. So if, like Jordan said, if you can outsource, a lot of people like Upwork, Fiverr, there's freelancing stuff. They just ask someone in India, like a engineer, software programmer in India, to pay them
And
like
they
20 bucks
underpay
an
them.
hour to do the shit, and it's actually like pretty good stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
do you reckon
saw a
there's a
meme.
point?
I saw a
There's a
meme
point
about
in
that Indian what was it? Workers.
Yeah.
yeah, and plus AI as well, not to
Yeah.
mention Indians. Do you think what you do in programming is more creative tasks than just writing codes? Because that's you can just get AI or like someone from a third world country to do that type of stuff.
I think the creativity matters as well. Like it's not just about the how the website works. Like a website might be really good functionality wise, but if it looks like shit and the UI is shit, it doesn't matter.
Mhm.
So you got to be creative. You got to make it look good.
Isn't it a
That
thing you
matters.
learn about in comp sci is like um, efficiency as well? Like how computationally expensive things are to run, and like whilst you can get a solution using other forms and like outsourcing and stuff like that, a good software engineer is able to do it the most efficient way and save company
Mm.
resources and like
Damn, maybe I'm
server
not a good software engineer
space and
then,
stuff. What?
because
No.
I don't look into that. I just make the website or whatever. I don't
Well,
care
yeah, no,
about
I'm sorry.
the.
Maybe later on in the degree you do it. I don't know. This is what
Yeah,
I've
you're
heard
right.
amongst like the software part of the team and all. That's like a
Yeah.
big
Nah,
thing.
no, you are right. There are different. I literally saw a tweet or whatever today that in Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg's, so he wrote the whole thing, right? His code is still, parts of his code is still used today because of how efficient they are. Like
Yeah.
he can compress
Smart
so
man.
much shit just into like a few lines of code, and that's good code writer. That's good programmer,
Yeah.
and I think that's what differentiates,
Code
AI from.
coding isn't very binary.
Oh,
Oh,
that's deep. That's
oh,
actually
that's
deep.
right. That's
That's
right.
so deep.
Can you define? Can you just explain
There's
it for
not
viewer
one
who
way
doesn't
to
get
get
it?
to something. There's not one way. There's not
So
one way to
binary
get to an
zeros
answer.
and ones.
So do you think that applies to life? Nothing's binary. I mean,
Yeah.
everything's not binary.
Yeah, nothing's binary. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I
You
think
know.
We're in a
everything can
simulation.
come down to being binary but it's the addition of all the little binary parts that makes life complex.
Yeah, that's what I was
The
gonna
little
think-
decisions. Yeah.
I think it's hard when you to define everything down into a binary sort of yes
'Cause
and
it's so
no.
difficult.
So difficult.
Yeah. But
In
it could-
theory, you could do that, but I don't think I've ever faced. Like, there are some scenarios, but I think it's a very rare scenario where I'm just like, yes or no, without any added complications or like easy ways for me to define it down.
Yeah. Because it could be that argued that the world is just a series of cause and effects. Obviously, there's no proof of either way, but
The
if it
world
is,
is just a
then that
series of
of
course.
cause and effects. Because if
Yeah.
one atom hits another atom, then that will go on to do something else, and then that just keeps on going.
And if the atom in my brain that fires the neuron decides
Yeah.
for me to get up and go to bed right now, then I get up and go to bed.
It's just like
You know?
molecules moving. So
Yeah.
technically, that can be like ones and zeros at the end of the day.
Yeah, I
We're
guess.
gonna
So.
start talking about consciousness at the end of the podcast.
Let's
you
go back.
probably-
Let's go back to entrepreneur. That's a topic for
No,
another
no.
day.
It is interesting though,
Yeah,
but
I could go on
I
about
reckon
that
if do you reckon an entrepreneur, if they make all the like a chessboard, I'm about to become the I'm not gonna say that, but
I know who
if
you're
we think
talking
about everything on the chessboard, if entrepreneurs make all the right moves, you reckon it would just instant win, or like
No.
it still depends on the consumer
is luck
and
a
luck?
thing?
How much do you think luck involves in entrepreneurship, and how much right moves you can make?
It's very important. Look at Ollie. Fucking. Would you say it's luck
Hey,
though? Would you
hey,
say-
all skill, all skill. Hey,
Getting all those
skill, all
views?
skill, all skill.
Get that 1
No, I'm
million
kidding.
view.
It was
reel?
just the right place at
That
the right
one?
time. But the thing is
Yeah.
that if I like,
No,
it's
no.
not-
Listen, but you had
it's
a
not-
good strategy.
it
You
was
had
a
a good
good strategy. But
You were using the
see,
bait video.
It
the
didn't
bait,
work.
at
It
the
didn't
start.
work on TikTok. It did all right, but it didn't
Oh.
do nearly as well on YouTube. It didn't do well on what was the other one? There's like one Facebook, but because of Instagram's
Put it on Facebook.
yeah, it did. Because of Instagram's audience, it worked. I knew that by itself, in a vacuum, it's decent, but because of the current audience of Instagram with people who don't want to actually be on the app,
Yeah.
it and their attention spans are long enough to outlast the bait as well. On TikTok, it's too short.
It's so weird now,
Then-
man. Like
Yeah.
back in the day, I mean, now you got the For You page on like every
Yeah.
platform. On YouTube, it's a For You. On Instagram, it's a For You.
Yeah.
On TikTok,
Well-
it's a For You. So there's
Yeah.
like groups of people that are seeing different shit. But
Mm.
back in the day on YouTube, if you went on YouTube, everyone was seeing the same shit.
Yeah.
Everyone was seeing PewDiePie and all
I think
that
it's
shit.
been like that for a
Well,
while.
they have that. They've got
They've
trending,
had that
don't
for a
they?
while, trending. And they have trending.
Trending, but
following
like
it
the
as well.
actual first page.
Oh, yeah, yeah. The first
Tailored
page,
to, yeah.
it's like a Reddit popular.
Yeah.
I was gonna say though that those things you can say it's luck if I didn't know the environment, but for someone
Yeah.
that's researched it and knows, then it's not luck. So you can be if you do play your the chessboard fully right, you'll know what the environment looks like and be able to take advantage of it.
What type of audience do you think you got? Your viewers?
I have it depends.
Gym
where I post.
people or
it's just more people who
on
are
Instagram?
looking to improve their
Improve, yeah.
screen time.
So that's on their For You page. They're probably like it's that type of
But
people.
if I
That's
post
why they saw your reel.
if I post a reel, then it's that. If I post a post, then it's different audience.
Oh,
I
if you
don't know
post a
why-
post,
I don't know why it is, but that's just how it is.
like a carousel post.
Yeah. It goes to a
I
different
see.
audience.
Yep.
But yeah. Anyway, but yeah, do you guys think there's any amount of luck involved, or do you think that if you
Or
literally
how
did
much?
yeah,
How much luck do you think there is?
I think it'd be interesting to get someone that's actually like got their metric of success. But if I look at the successes that I've had in my life, I think there's a good amount of luck involved. I don't know. Maybe it's hard to quantify. Maybe
Yeah.
25%. I don't know. You make the right moves, eventually something's going to happen, right?
Yeah.
But it's hard to know in the moment what the right moves are. I feel like with foresight, you can look back and you'll be like, yep, that was the right move, or that wasn't the right move. That's why it didn't work out. It's hard to know in the moment what the right chess move is. You know, it's like like when the chess bots they have to like predict the moves ahead. Like, how far can you predict a move ahead before you decide whether this move is right or not?
That's
Yeah.
That's interesting because I'm not too sure, but that's what I thought. Do chessbots do they predict or do they just know because the game from history, like from being played, and just know how to win it,
I think it's a mix of algorithm
or do they
and,
predict?
and AI.
Yeah. It's a mix of algorithm and AI, and I think it's
Well,
like
so there is luck involved because I guess it does sometimes use random choices.
does it? Like,
I don't
what's
think
its
so.
goal? Capture the king, or like checkmate the
Yeah,
king?
capture the king.
It's like, or
Would the AI
you
be
can
counted
capture
as
a king, but it's like
the whole point is
whatever
like,
it is. Yeah.
checkmate is when the king can't leave. It will be captured next
Yeah.
turn. So
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, um, well, it's when the king has no available moves, right? But it's
places
other
to go.
pieces can have
Exactly.
available moves. It's not a stalemate. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, it was
I like your headphones, bro.
say that again.
I like your headphones. They're
Thanks,
glowing.
bro. The A40s, the Astro A40s.
Yeah.
What was the question? So
Astra.
what
Transformer.
Astro A40? Yeah, Astro. I don't even know.
I mean, we were talking about
Predicting.
how much luck there is, but
What do you reckon,
I mean,
King?
I think you should always be prepared. So luck comes to those who's prepared for it. Otherwise, you're gonna miss the opportunity. And you all just at the end comes down to life, how good a karma, how good of a person you are to. Nah, I'm joking. I don't think luck actually works that way with karma and shit. I don't believe in that. But that's
There's
just
no
my
proof
opinion.
for it. So why do you believe in it?
Oh,
It's still good to be a good
no.
person. Like you feel good about yourself, everything, it's a good thing to do. But just karma by itself, I don't think.
You don't believe that when you put like when you do good things happen to you?
I'd
Yeah,
feel
'cause
good.
so-
I feel like a good person when I do
Yeah.
good things, but I want to.
No, but what if the person you helped later down the line they do something which leads on to events that help you later down, like a couple years down the line?
But what if you save someone's life and then they go on to kill someone else?
That could happen, but I
That's
reckon
luck as well. That's luck.
But the thing is, I think that if you were an omnipotent being and you could see the position of every piece of matter and energy in the world, and also their direction as well, you could predict everything that's going to happen. So I don't think that at the end of the day, it's to us.
you
It's
could
luck.
see the direction.
To us, it's luck. But if you knew every single like atom in the world and its
Yeah.
direction, acceleration, every attribute about it, and you were omnipotent, so you can see it
Yeah,
all at once,
yes, you could.
you would theoretically be able to tell exactly what's going to happen.
Like you can't tell me like what's gonna happen in 5 years' time. Then no, wouldn't it?
If
Wouldn't
I
that
was
just be immediate?
omnipotent, if I was
I'd-
omnipotent,
So you could predict the cause, like the effects that that atom moving would have on other atoms, and then like,
yeah. What if I was
alright, this
omnipotent?
thing's okay. All right, well, yeah, you can just add random stuff to this, and it makes sense.
What the fuck is omnipotent?
It means like
You're
all
God.
knowing.
You're
If
God.
You're God.
All knowing.
knowing.
But I'd actually disagree to that a little bit because by your saying if we know what Adam's gonna do next, by you're saying we're all puppets, we have no free will because everything's planned out already. There's
Depends.
fate's being planned out
It
already.
depends. We don't.
Because
the thing
atoms
is-
are always in our brains are always gonna move toward that trajectory, causing this sort or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like,
isn't
and
that,
also-
isn't
think-
that how it is? Like, is that not?
And also, surely
I don't-
God makes mistakes, right? Surely
that
it's all
again?
chaos theory.
No, like not God makes mistakes, but what I'm trying to say is, you could like there is a cause and effect to everything. I don't like it's still unproven what consciousness is, so I guess it's not 100% proven that this is true, and so at the end of the day, can't actually say it's true. I can't say I believe it's true because there's no 100% definitive proof, and I don't believe in anything that it's not 100%. But you could say like if consciousness does have an impact in the atoms moving around in your brain, then we do have free will. But if your consciousness is a result of the atoms moving around in your brain, then we don't have free will. Because I have a theory that consciousness is just a result of the complexity of being human, and it's actually an illusion. But we don't know if that's true or not.
Fair enough.
Anyways, back to entrepreneurship.
Holy shit! How did we get to that point? How we get to consciousness, bro?
Bro, 'cause
Do
I
the
think
do
about
the
it every
Giga
day.
Chat
I'm
brain.
That's how I think about it every day, bro. Like,
This is what this podcast is gonna be. It's just gonna be like.
I need
we're
to
just gonna
stop talking
start
because
it-
it's gonna be every.
We're gonna
episode
start
where I
at
keep
cars,
going.
and then we're gonna start talking about like, what does life mean?
Alright, I think King's cut out again. So
He's thinking, bro. He's thinking. Look at him.
I think he needs
He's
another beer, bro.
loading. He's actually loading.
Bro, I swear to God,
Oh, he's back,
every time
he's
I'm about to
back.
every time I'm about to make a good call, I just get cut out.
It's 'cause
No,
your
no,
mic's projecting the
that's definitely what
TCP
Ollie's been
thing.
saying. If the Adam's just moving my Wi-Fi so that I can't make good calls, just
Exactly.
like that. It's
You just gotta not talk,
consciousness doing it.
and then your internet will be fine.
Yeah,
And
I
this
just gotta
is
be there
exhausting.
record. I just gotta record.
Fuck off.
Sign language,
Fuck me.
mate. Sign language.
Anyway,
I mean, I reckon we can keep discussing some interesting stuff.
yeah.
Yeah,
I like.
dude, I'm
actually
having
doing
fun.
this.
I'm having fun, man.
What do you? What
This
do you
shit's so
actually think
fun.
about not us? Like we start with a topic and we can just go wherever we want to go with it, and then we just have different
could.
segments.
We could, yeah.
But the title of the video is still called the same thing.
I mean, the
It'll be
title
interesting
the
to
title would
viewer.
just do what the person like. We kind of try to label the person and then say them versus each other. Like we did at the start, frat boy versus whoever. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's the
Frat
title.
boy
Cut this bit
versus
out,
like
by the way.
workaholic. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Not for you
Jordan,
guys.
I was gonna ask you this question. I don't know if you've seen the thing or not, but just your thoughts on it. Do you think if we go back in time, back to the dinosaur age, so it's related to the whole idea of atoms and karma and cause and effect, right? Butterfly effect. If we go back to the dinosaur age and if you kill a butterfly, do you think humans will exist or not? Or like, do you think the world will be the exact same world if you just kill a single butterfly? Have you seen that? Like, I
The
think it's
butterfly effect.
I don't know if it is Rick and Morty or like The Simpsons, but they went back and killed like a butterfly, touched one butterfly, killed it, and they came back. I think it's Rick and Morty, and like the entire world's like a different place.
Yeah,
but
I think that's true.
I reckon it would be.
Depends
reckon?
which butterfly
One
you
single-
kill, though. Depends which
Yeah.
butterfly.
Yeah.
If that butterfly ended up laying like a piece of shit or something, which like a little rat ate, and that rat turned into humans. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
interesting.
It's like
Yeah.
that there is the potential for the world to be different.
Some things would,
Depending
some
how
things
much.
wouldn't. Like if
That's a
humanity was
really
already...
fucking hard question to answer.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I mean, if I was to answer my own question, I don't think it would matter that much.
I don't think it would. Something
Like
big,
if you have to extinct a whole race, yeah, something big.
it has a chance to, has a small chance to.
What if like? Yeah, but like you could say that with like a lot of different things. Like,
Yeah.
what if the person that like killed JFK was sick in the morning or something, and like couldn't go and kill JFK? What would our world look like now?
Well, then
What?
someone else might have killed him.
Well, I don't know, but I think you could say that with a lot of cause and effect things,
I don't
right?
think much difference will be.
I think
Yeah,
that
like-
the scale of the action, I think the scale of the action is going to be more or less equivalent to the scale of the outcome.
Hmm.
The scale of the action would be.
So if you kill
Maybe.
a butterfly, it has a chance to have a big outcome. Like if it's right where the humans were going to be spawned, or like born, or fucking evolved
Spawned.
from.
Or
Depending on if you believe in
would
God or
upload it
Which
in.
came first, chicken or the
Yeah,
egg?
right. But like, let's say there's an army of
Relation.
humans fucking coming out of the water. I don't know. Like it's already solidified that they're gonna be there, and you kill a butterfly, but they're already marching towards existence. Like let's say like I can't think of a good
Maybe.
better analogy. Like imagine there's like already
If
like,
something's bound to happen already, and
yeah
you do something, you change something that's non-related to it,
it wouldn't
it's
do
still
it.
gonna bound to happen.
And you could also say that for like the Big Bang and like the Goldilocks zone, us being in the perfect Goldilocks zone to be perfectly,
Alive.
you know,
Live.
alive, and we're like the only like smart creatures that
On
live
Earth.
in this universe,
on Earth.
in this on Earth and this universe. 'Cause they've
Proven,
like
proven
looked,
on Earth, not proven this universe.
well, they've looked, right? They've checked.
Bro, they
planets
can't check that
far
far.
away.
Like they can't check that.
What
far.
about
Haven't
proven?
they-
What about proven on? Wait, what about proven on Earth? How do you know that?
You mean the water? You mean the deeps of
Well,
the
Could be.
water?
Could
There's
be.
Did you guys-
actually.
that we don't know. What about the
you're
center
right,
of the
you're-
Earth?
You're right.
Did
you're
you
right.
guys know that 87% of the universe, to 87% of the universe, humans haven't existed yet, because light haven't traveled that far. So they don't even know we're here.
They could
Oh, the
TP
universe.
slash TP.
Quantum entanglement theory.
Yeah.
They could
Well, I think
teleport.
that you could eventually we could figure out how to teleport. through
Does that
quantum
mean we
entanglement.
don't exist? Like to them, does that mean we
To
don't?
them, we don't exist. Yeah, because light is information, and to them,
Doesn't
they
that
don't
mean
know.
existence is all about just
Information? Yeah,
Does that mean existence is all
that's
just
the-
about
that's the-
perspective?
yeah. That's the string theory.
Things don't exist.
Things
Well,
don't
this is
exist
the
if
whole
you haven't
thing,
seen
is
it.
I was telling this to when I was
You don't see it.
not quite sober the other day, is that we just see our experience through the five senses, and so you can't really actually prove anything exists. You could just be watching like a 5 Sense TV show or a 5 Senses movie that's just being presented to you, but it could actually not
Nothing
be real.
is truly objective. I guess.
That's what you should make the title of the video.
But you-
Nothing is truly objective.
But
No,
you
just
have
make the
to-
title the
Good.
entrepreneur shit, and then they start watching the video, and they're
What the
like,
fuck is
what,
this?
what am I watching? What am I watching?
This is on hard entrepreneurshit right here.
Bro, we're gonna make so many banger YouTube shorts with the AI, bro. It's gonna be crazy.
Is AI? That does shorts with
Yeah,
you?
they do. You just put it in, and it just does it.
They're kind
Really?
of shit
Like,
though.
so good.
They're kind of shit though. Like it's better
Yeah.
to edit, human edit. They're still. I reckon in 10 years, they make banger videos. Like I think there's one Minecraft YouTuber who's making all of his video. He has like 10 channels. He's making all of them just AI,
That's
and he
crazy.
just
Mad.
uploads them.
Is it the
You gonna
one with
play the
like the
game at that point?
Minecraft footage at the bottom, and then like a Reddit?
Oh yeah,
text?
yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
They're so bad. Oh my
that.
god.
Are people
I
watching
actually,
them on
I
TikTok
watch them
especially?
though.
Which one?
Sometimes I'd be like,
Like the Reddit
Hardcore videos.
questions shit.
Oh,
The
am I
Reddit
the
comments?
a-hole? And then it's just like
Yeah, yeah.
my
And it's
Like-
Minecraft.
my wife
parkour
divorced
footage.
me after getting with my
Yeah,
brother.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I
seen that
love
exact
those.
one,
I
bro.
love those. This is so good.
Ollie,
It's all
you're the
AI.
one who's supposed to tell people get off their phones, mate.
No,
What
I
do you
do
mean
it
you
while
love
I
those?
do it while exercising and shit sometimes. I just listen to it.
Bro, scrolling while
Yeah,
exercising.
that's it.
David
Yeah.
Goggin joins the chat. Stay focused.
Bro, I
Why are
can
you
imagine-
phoning on your phone
Bro,
in
if
the
we
gym?
get David Goggins on here, he'd like just take over the podcast. He'd
Yeah, I
be
don't
on a
think anyone
treadmill.
would be. Dude, did
Everyone
you
be
see the
too
way
scared to talk.
he acted to Joe Rogan
Who
on,
would
on
we
Joe
get on?
Rogan's thing?
We'll get Andrew Tate on this.
Who's that?
Who's that?
The most
chronically not
Googled man
online.
on. If he's still the most Googled, I think it's only for that year. I don't think he's the most Googled all time.
I think he's dying down now.
Thank god.
His act is not crazy anymore.
He's horrible.
Yeah. If I don't,
It was all an
I think if he
Have you
don't
heard of
die
Colby
down,
Covington?
he's gonna get assassinated.
Have you heard of Colby Covington?
No, who's that?
He was a UFC fighter, and he had like 10 wins in a row, no losses.
Yeah.
And then the UFC was like, "We're gonna kick you out because you're too boring." Because he was like a shy guy and he never used to talk and shit. And then on his last fight, when he was about to be kicked out, he fully switched up his personality.
Oh,
He
For money.
became Andrew Tate. Yeah, for money. And then he was like hella racist and shit. Well, kind of racist to like Brazilians. He called them like dirty animals or some shit. And
Wow.
then he became really popular. And then they
Man
dropped him in the
wanted those
UFC.
money. Man,
That's
need
exactly
those
what Andrew
bricks.
Tate did. Because at the start he was like kind of chill.
Mm.
Well, he was, and then he like started posting all these like reels.
Oh my
and
god,
shit
so what does that
where-
mean? Don't trust what you
It's
see on
just
the
bad
internet?
publicity is still good publicity. That's what it means.
No, no. Don't put value into people you see on the online, man.
But the thing, it worked, right? It worked for them.
It worked because there's a culture for it. I think people are just blind.
I mean,
Yeah.
coming back, that's actually a very good, interesting point. If I just want to relate that to the actual point topic we're talking about, entrepreneurship and starting hard. If
Andrew Tate.
do you think entrepreneurs have to make life better? Have to be innovative
value.
for something better?
I mean,
Well,
that's
depends
where
if
you
you're
get
doing
value.
Personal gain.
Hmm?
If you don't care about others, if you're narcissistic and you just want to make money and you don't care about the world,
Yeah, but to
You
make
care
money,
about-
you have to provide value, no? You know what's crazy?
What?
I say plethora, Oliver says plethora. I say vacuum, Oliver says vacuum. You'll see it when you edit your speech. And there was another word as well. What was
Fuck
it?
off! Fuck off,
It was
bro.
one more. It was
Wait,
one more.
what?
Bit. And he's
Have you
gonna
been
No,
edit it.
I think I saw that as well.
He's gonna edit it so I didn't say it first, but he says it first. And it's
Bro,
gonna be like,
what do you mean? What do you mean, bro? I can't
Loves
say
it, bro.
a couple of the same words as you, bro.
No,
What?
you are. I'm only giving you shit because you're my friend. Otherwise, I wouldn't care.
You guys are trying to sound intelligent, aren't you?
No, bro. I told you that
No,
normally.
I'm trying to sound intelligent.
No,
because
you don't.
Jordan's...
I'm
Oh,
retarded.
actually, wait. I haven't seen you in a while, so I don't remember.
Oh, when I'm doing a serious conversation, yeah.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Mm.
We're talking
Anyway,
about words. Back to the topic. Another question. Oliver, do you have any questions you want to ask? I've got an interesting question.
You go if you have an interesting one.
I mean, I don't know if it's interesting, but I'm
That's
just gonna who do you guys respect more? An entrepreneur that learned, like, for example, someone who does like a software, who made a game or something. Let's just say the person who coded Fortnite. Let's say if all just one person who coded it. Would you respect him more if he learned the entire, like, all of the stuff himself, how to code and stuff, or would you respect him more if he went through uni?
100%, bro. Like, if they did it by themselves without uni, I would respect that more. I respect that in anything. Movies, I like movies that are made by one person. No, it's just
If they just did everything by
because
themselves.
it's one mind. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's one person's.
Not just by themselves. Maybe they have a team after, but they learn all the required necessary knowledge.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys are into horror movies or anything like that.
oh, I know
I've
what you're
watched
gonna
a
say.
lot. I've watched
Yeah.
a lot, but I watched this one called When Blackbirds Fly. It was made by one person, and the animation wasn't that great, obviously. But even though it wasn't great, it was still beautiful. The movie, like, everything was beautiful, and the story was amazing, and I fucking loved it. And it was all one person, so I respect that.
Mm.
Man.
Yeah. And how much do you think the respect weighing the time? Because if someone needs more time, if someone's learning this stuff by themselves, they're obviously going to put in more effort and time compared to at uni where resource might be provided to them and they've got guidance. Would you how do I word this? Would you rather getting respect from other people and do it yourself, or go through uni and, like, get all the resources required
That's the
and kind of
safest
be a
bet.
nobody?
Uni's the safest bet. Doing all that stuff with other people's help.
Well, do you think
That's the
it's
safest
better
bet.
if you have a goal to as like we were talking about, like, let's say the horror movie, doing all the, like, directing, screenwriting, screenplay, everything by yourself, or do you think it would be more valuable to you to just specialize in one thing and rely on other people that are also specialists in the different things, in the different other aspects, instead of just doing it all yourself? Even though you garner less respect, it could be more time saved. It could be you're more valuable because you've honed in one thing. What do you guys think of that?
But the outcome of what you're making might not be what you imagined it to be.
That's
If it's
true,
just
yeah.
you making that film, it's your brain, it's your mind.
Yeah.
If there's other
Everything,
people
yeah.
involved, other people
Yeah.
start doing their own shit, like VFX, they might start doing their own shit.
And I think Jordan knows the other side to, like, working as a team. Obviously, I respect working as a team. Like, humanity or social animal, working as a team is how we kind of advance as a species. And Jordan, especially with car making, like, what'd you say you're specializing again? The engine?
Gearboxes.
Gearboxes, yeah. And everyone, like, with that car, everyone specializes in one segment of the car.
Yeah, but you
But-
still run into challenges. Definitely. What was saying holds a lot of merit. You know, there are teams that are really small, and there's like 5 other people working on them, and things on a high level are much better organized. You know, you don't have as many clutching ideas. It might not be as complicated, but it's a uniform design. Yeah, and it's sort of one design philosophy, not lots of other competing ones. Because one person will be like, oh, we should design it this way. The other person will be like, design it this way. Then you have to sort of compromise, right? If you could have one person doing the whole thing, you know, just by yourself, then, like, yeah, he or she would, like, have a really, really, like, well honed in thing, like Ollie said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I
Except
saw
you probably
something-
take more.
Might take more
Effort and time.
time. It might not
Yeah.
be as complicated because you won't have as much time to put on each individual part.
Mm,
But on a overall thing, high level, I think it'll be really, it'll be different.
yeah.
And also, it might not get as much views or attention from people. Because, say, a movie was made by Warner Brothers, everyone's going to see that shit, right? Because they have so much money and they're well known by everyone. But if it's just like this random guy, what his name's Jimmy Screamer Claus, he makes that one movie, he only gets like 10k views on that movie.
Mm.
Like, there's not many people that have watched that movie.
Yeah. I think I saw
yeah.
something in
And
commerce that was like talking about how productivity actually increases with like a small number of people in a project, and then after that it decreases after like
Yeah.
5 or 6. Obviously it would depend on the project, but after like 5 or 6 people, if you get too many people, you start getting in each other's way, whereas with a small tight knit expert group of people you can get a lot more done.
Yeah, and you also have to you have to take away productivity to train people if you want to bring more people on. That's one thing within the team. Like they take away time that they could be manufacturing or designing in order to train new recruits to like perform better in the so they have people for the following year, stuff like that. Because a lot of people will leave and stuff like so. Yeah, there's
And they
twos
get
and
fucked
pros.
they get fucked if they're not good enough.
Yeah,
If they're people that are trained, they just can't keep
yeah,
up.
that's
you know?
right.
Exactly.
Yeah, but that's why you have to be really good at recruitment. But
Yeah.
that's with all big companies, right? That's why they're so vigorously recruiting because they're taking away time that they could be designing some really good some really good improvement to Facebook in order to like train and to bring on new engineers, so that when people leave and stuff like that, they can still maintain the platform and still keep on growing as fast as they have been, right? Yeah.
yeah, but
Yeah, that's
I
also why I'm
do
doing
think
my own thing, right? That's also why I'm doing my own thing, because even if I'm not able to, get into a company and work with
Yeah.
them, because I'm
Yeah,
not good
yeah.
enough. I'm doing my own thing, and if that goes well, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you'll be surprised. A lot of companies now will prefer people that have done their own thing, have tried taking their risks, and have failed, over someone that hasn't ever failed before, or like that catastrophic to put in that much effort and to fail, but to keep on going. I think a big testament to someone's grit and to someone's ability to bounce back from hardship, which is a lot better of a metric for a successful recruit or a successful employee compared to someone who's just like by the book and who has never failed before.
Yeah.
Failure is important.
and that's also another benefit of just being entrepreneur on the side of what you're doing right now. Try to do something of your own and take that risk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think entrepreneur is a very overused word. I think not many people actually have that skill set.
What would you
To
call
be
them
okay.
then?
I don't know. Innovators? I don't know.
Innovators?
Innovators, like risk takers. I don't know. Entrepreneurs, sort of like a whole package. I think it's really hard to have
I
that.
just say doing your own thing on the side.
Yeah,
That's what
doing
I
your own
call it.
thing.
It can be the main though.
I think you can be entrepreneurial, but be like an entrepreneur. I don't know. Maybe I'm just overthinking it. Could be.
I mean, like we said at the start, everyone have different definitions on
Yeah.
this word. It's kind of a complicated word, but and yeah,
Yeah.
I do think it is a bit overused, especially by me in this. But the idea is, I'm trying to relate it back to the topic.
Yeah,
most
that's
of the time.
definitely that's good.
It's-
No, I'm not saying you. I'm saying like just
Yeah, yeah,
online.
it
I think a
is
lot of
just in
people
general,
use that
yeah.
word online and don't actually know what it means or
They put it on
aren't
their
actually entrepreneurial, right?
Instagram bios.
Yeah, right. They put on their Instagram bios and they think they're some top shit finance bro.
Yeah.
Never failed before and has a trust fund to fall back onto.
Would you say if you've never failed, you can't call yourself an entrepreneur?
I don't know. It doesn't matter what the labels are, bro. I'm not sure. Talk to an entrepreneur. Talk to someone that you actually think is an entrepreneur. Maybe I am. I don't think I am.
I think you are. Like, I think spending how many hours? 30 hours on something that
Yeah, but like that's just it's different.
like,
I don't know. It's not my own
think-
thing. You know,
it is not
it's-
completely your own thing. You're still designing something. You're still helping out with parts, and that little part is your own thing. Like
Maybe.
that's how I like to think. Like everyone is a cog of this entire human society. and you're like for example, Jordan, you are that cog of that car that everyone's contributing to, making your own thing. And to my definition, I would call that pretty entrepreneurial.
Yeah, maybe.
Like you don't have to make the whole thing yourself.
Yeah.
But it'd be better. Like you'll be 100% entrepreneur. No one's gonna disagree with it if you've made a whole fucking car. If you're a Ford or someone like that,
I don't know. You
a whole
gotta
car brand.
be innovative, right? Go against the grain. Find some sort of new way to produce things. Make a car out of 3 mil thick stainless steel. Like, was it 3 mil? How heavy? How big's the Cybertruck? You know, like Elon. He did a lot of these entrepreneurial things. He took the risk. He made PayPal. He did all the like. He started Tesla. He almost failed millions of times before he got to it, right?
Yeah. Since we're on the topic of Elon, how much you think a team helped him along the way?
I have no idea.
All of you guys to become successful.
I think in the beginning it was just himself, right?
Definitely
Yeah.
got a team now.
I mean, for most CEOs like Steve Jobs,
I'd say
they're all
you
by
start
themselves
off
at the start.
as an entrepreneur. You start off by yourself. You create a foundation, and then you just introduce people to help you out. That's the best way to do it.
Yeah, the thing with Jobs is he still had the Wozniak, right? He wasn't the brains. He was
Yeah,
sort of like
I never remember the Wozniak,
he was just he was just sort of
the marketer.
the marketer. He saw the publicity to it. He saw the success, the potential success. Elon's a bit different. I feel like he's technically a lot more advanced than Jobs ever was, but yeah, I don't know. I think he had a really stable team. They have crazy good engineers there, and sort of the stuff that they do is really, really innovative. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think you need a good team.
I think as well.
But you
a
still-
small, compacted team's good. Even better than like a lot of people who's
Everyone has a purpose in the team.
doing nothing. Like Twitter,
Yeah.
when Elon took over Twitter, didn't they kick out like 70% of the employees because they were doing nothing?
Twitter's a failing company, though. It wasn't profitable before he came in, you know.
Actually, it's called X now.
So
Even
X-
though the website handle's still Twitter.
We're not calling it X.
we're not calling it X.
Why did they rename? Why did they do that?
'Cause he wanted to.
I don't get it.
Because
Rebrand.
he wanted to
Rebrand.
create a the WeChat for America. So it sort of does
Oh.
everything. Like it has the functionality of TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, PayPal, and like Google Pay, being able to send money and stuff like that. Sort of does everything.
That's why it's called
It's
X.
got the
'cause it's
idea
easy to
though,
remember.
but the
Yeah,
one
I don't know.
big part of censorship.
Guys, I think I might go to bed now. Well, I might
Okay.
head out soon.
Yeah, no, it was a
Right.
good chat.
We'll end off
I
the
like this
podcast
shit.
then. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
good.
I am out.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
Well, before we go, I just wanted to ask: have your opinions on entrepreneurship changed? Have you guys realized you agree? Has anything developed, maybe? Jordan.
Developed. Yeah, I don't know. It's nice to talk with a group of like-minded individuals. Yeah, I think we're probably on the same level of our understanding and our beliefs.
Mm,
So it's cool to talk to someone like-minded.
and my understanding is developed.
Yeah, mine has developed as well. Because I was thinking before, I was like, nah, fuck this. I'm going to go 100% on uni. I'm not going to do anything on the side. But then now I realize, like, I need to do stuff on the side, just in
Because
case.
you got to fail. That's the thing. We have to
Yeah.
fail.
Gonna make a
And I did,
portfolio,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? Like when you apply for a job, like they ask for like a portfolio, like a website to show off who you are, and
Yeah.
that's what we want to do. You
Imagine.
just like,
Yeah, you finished?
yeah, go.
Oh, okay. I was gonna just imagine you walk to a job interview and be like, "I'm just an absolute failure," and they show them all these entrepreneurship fails,
And they
and
hire
then
you.
they're like, they're actually happy about it, yeah, and they
Yeah.
hire you.
Well, I know someone that works at Tesla, and he flexes about the fact that he had a 69 WAM. Like,
Yeah.
you know, you think to yourself like, oh, Tesla, he did like an 80 WAM or something. Like, he got in with 69 because good number, but
I was gonna say.
it's more that yeah, I don't know. Like, he was able to do that, right? He impressed him with a lot more than just uni. They don't really care about that.
I mean, do you know what he did on the side? What impressed him?
I think he was part of a motorsports team, maybe a different one, or like I don't know. He probably did his own projects and things like that. Like, don't you ever see on YouTube those like MIT or Stanford
Yeah.
make a portfolio, and it's these kids that are like 18 and have done like these crazy projects, right?
Mm.
And like they get into MIT just through that 2-minute video showing off who they are, right? And I think maybe an
Yeah.
interview and stuff like that. But like they don't ask for the or whatever the like their ATAR score, whatever the equivalent is there.
Mm.
They don't give a shit about that. They just care about like um how many risks they've taken and how many projects they've pursued and stuff like that.
Yeah. One guy on Mess actually, he's making 300 grand a year right now, our age.
Oh, what's his
And-
name?
No,
Oh,
don't say names. Don't say names.
Oh,
You
okay,
don't want
alright.
people to know. You probably know him, but
Yeah, he's really
that's what
smart.
he did when he was 16. He created like I don't even know how you can create something like that, but like an entire pipeline system or some satellite thing, some very technical engineering shit. But he created the physical product and he sold it to like a massive company, and now he's like he's working for these
earning.
big companies in California, and
Yeah, Jordan told me about this. Actually, I
crazy.
remember.
This guy was in my head rent free for like a month, right? I'm like,
I remember. Yeah, you were like
So
talking. we
smart.
had a chat about this.
talking
Actually.
about everything, bro. This guy's just gonna beat me, bro.
Damn.
Nah, but I think
what's his
everyone
name?
have different lives. It just
You don't
I
need to compare,
I
though,
can.
that's the thing.
All right, his name's Ollie. Cut
That's
this
right.
out.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but he's crazy, and that's what I want to do now. But I don't understand how someone that age can create a physical product, because you need startup costs as well to create a physical product.
Yeah, you've got funding from your parents, or you can go
Yeah,
and try to
that's
get funding from the
crazy.
internet.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Nah,
You save
yeah.
up a couple grand and you put an idea out
A
to some
couple
people if they
grand to
believe
make-
you.
that shit. That's
Whatever. He didn't make a satellite, bro. He made something else.
he made something. A rocket ship, like engine or something.
Oh,
Was it a
He made something crazy. He made something crazy.
He worked for a rocketing company. I remember that.
Oh, right now. He made something crazy
Or, like,
though,
in the
not cheap to
past.
manufacture.
Oh, just find his LinkedIn, bro.
Let's just end
I
the
haven't-
podcast before we do this all, because I want to be able to just end it and then I'll cut the rest.
Okay.
Okay, right. You end the podcast. End the podcast.
All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. I'm happy to hear our opinions and understanding has developed. I think mine has, King has. I think you're both maybe has a little bit. And yeah, thanks for coming on. And
Thanks, Jordan. Thanks, Proxy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
thank you guys.
Appreciate your time.
And yeah, I'll see you
Remember,
guys.
remember to like and subscribe if you want to see Proxy's face.
5,000 likes. We'll get.
I might
Proxy's
come
face
on with a balaclava next time.
All right, 10,000 likes next time.
10,000 likes.
And
then
we
we
see-
forever.
We see him butt naked.
All right, done.
Ooh.
Get yeet on.
Interesting
the
proposition.
video-
He wrapped the whole.
Whoa.
We have to get Pat God on this.
Oh my god, that was so good. All right.
Anyways, it is.
Bye
Good
guys.
that you don't know.
All right, see you guys. Good
See
chat.
you.
Let me do a wave animation.